Hey guys, welcome back to our daddy show. WAMTalk Wednesday.
It's definitely not Wednesday. Y'all know what it is. Appreciate for y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. It's me, Trot Wham on Twitter. Walter Trotter Tucson. It's WAMTalk Thursdays though. It's Thursday midnight, 12:30 on the West Coast. I thought it would be very fitting for us to drop the Pacific Division on the last day of preseason. Um, it's just a lot of things to talk about through the NBA season. How excited I am, how happy I am to be back here with y'all. Um, yeah, man, it's just a beautiful thing. Last time we did break down the Western Conference, the other two divisions, Southwest and Northwest. Now we got the Pacific, and it's going to be interesting. So we can start off here. I'm going to start off with the Sacramento Kings. This is the NBA breakdown, WAMTalk edition of the 2022, 2023, the tip off here for the new season, the Pacific preview here. We've been having a few preseason games. It's been very interesting. Sacramento Kings are one of those interesting teams. Last year they finished off 30 and 52, 38, 42, and 2 against the spread. De'Aaron Fox has to be relieved. You know what I'm saying? No more Tyrese Halliburton going off of his shoulder. No more Alvin Gentry. You know what I'm saying? The morale should be a little bit better. It's going to be Mike Brown in the first season head coach. Gets a full off season with Sabonis, who was acquired for Tyrese Halliburton last year. So there's a lot to look up for this team just based off of morale. You know what I'm saying? Based off of De'Aaron Fox doesn't have to look over his shoulder. He could just keep everything kosher. And they're also getting, prove it NBA player type guys, which I still think Malik Monk is still in a prove it situation. And Kevin Huerter as well. So, who were just recently acquired. So you have, one of your guys in De'Aaron Fox being able to get a refresh. I like that a lot. I like that they're getting some prove-it guys like Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter. I like Domantas Sabonis, been playing overseas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's to their detriment. We all know that. For that being said, injuries do pile up through 82 game season. So I don't know how healthy he's going to be throughout the year. Hopefully he is though. But all that said, with how great I think that the Kings are going to be, the brightest spot to me is going to be the rookie that they got, the Summer League MVP Keegan Murray, who I think is going to be a front runner for Rookie of the Year candidate for sure. Plus 500, something I haven't made official yet, but that's something I'm really interested in as far as Keegan Murray to win Rookie of the Year. And that saying that, the opportunity awaits him and their kind of mix of veterans and young guys. You still have Harrison Barnes. You still have Davion Mitchell, who was a rookie last year, who I really am high on as well. I think his offensive showing towards the end of the season, as far as distributing the ball, was very interesting to see for me as well, especially, again, without Tyrese holding the ball, De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell. Those guys probably get a little bit of a burn, but I don't know how Davion Mitchell is going to fit in with the new people that I just added in about Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter. Not really sure how all that's going to coincide, but I do think Keegan Murray is going to get some opportunity. I think he's going to have a chance to win Rookie of the Year. I think that this Kings team is very sneaky. I do believe I saved the best division for last in the Pacific Division. I think that the Kings are going to show something similar to what you're seeing with the Jets in the NFL. Team that you're going to continue to look the shit on, talk crap about, and they're going to show up in certain spots. You know what I mean? So I think that that's what I'm going to expect for the Kings. Now, first, uh, 15 of the last 16 games the Kings have been. Oh, sorry, 15 of the last 16 seasons, the Kings have been a bottom 10 defense. Now, the personnel that's being brought together, right, with not just Mike Brown, Harrison Barnes, and maybe even a rookie being able to be a versatile defender in Keegan Murray. I think there might be a defensive identity that we have to look into as well with this team. So that's another reason why I kind of want to stay away from like judging them originally based off of what they have been doing. Like I said, last 16 seasons, 15 of those they've been bottom 10 defense. We got to look at them having a no defense. They just left from Alvin Gentry, who plays a lot of going up down the court type of feel. So, yeah, so it's just going to be interesting to see how this team is going to really show up. Now, I trust that the Kings schedule has, it's pretty tough. It's going to be pretty tough. Tie for the most back-to-backs in 15 back-to-backs. 5 games in 7 days as well. So, you know what I mean? 2 stretches of having 5 games within a week. That's going to be tough for them as well. But they're pretty balanced. Like I said, young and old team. Again, I hope Devontae Sabonis just stay healthy throughout this year. Their strength of schedule over the first 20 games is going to be about 52%. So in that higher rack of 2 back-to-back games, 11 home, 11 road. Not that bad. Not that could be worse. You know what I'm saying? Could be worse. So I do think that the Kings may come out starting off pretty good in the first few games, and I'm going to keep my eye out on the Kings. I think they're going to be able to find spots in them. Not being able to sneak up, because I think the defensive identity is going to change for the Kings. At least what they're saying. We could all tongue in cheek the situation in the offseason, but I think they're probably going to play a little bit better defense than the next team I'm going to talk about. And that's something I want to talk about here as well. So last year, there was a clear chase to being a number 1 seed and being a top tier team. And this next team definitely was one of those front runners. It's the Phoenix Suns. Last year, they were 64-18 straight up, 44-38 against the spread. Regular season champions, the Suns, man. Like, where can we start with this situation? So let's kind of start off with the layup king here, and DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, layup lord himself, just always laying up the ball instead of dunking in his shit. So big. What you doing up there, big dog? Dunk the ball, bro. The owner came out saying some crazy shit. He's been doing some crazy shit that's kind of starting to get caught up to him. So he's been forced to sell the team. Some weird things happen there. Jay Crowder situation is weird as well. Doesn't seem like he's going to be back or even invited back or something like that, even though he has room on his contract and they're trying to trade him. It's kind of a weird situation with the Jay Crowder as well. So, let's start off with the layup king, though. The layup boy, DeAndre Ayton, finger roll boy. He was benched in the Western Conference Finals. They got smacked in the Western Conference Finals against Dallas. We all do know that. That was one of the craziest ways of losing I've ever seen in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I will say that as well. Cam Johnson, it will start. They did mention that, and they have him in the starting role Coach Monty did say that, so that's going to be interesting to see. Derek Sark looks very good in preseason. He could be a good six-man candidate if these guys do tend to ball out. So Derek Sark does look pretty good from the Philadelphia 76ers that got traded over there. That's been in a injury situation there. Um, Another overseas guy with the injuries because they play so much overseas ball. Come back, they be hurt, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They getting their paper though, so straight on my I understand the game. But Cam Johnson in the starting roles on other guys like Frank Jackson, Landry Shamet, Josh Okogie, who they got from Minnesota as well. Um, they got to fill in to the situation, and I think DeAndre Ayton is kind of weird, touchy there. Chris Paul, we know where he's going to be at. He's going to be pretty much consistent until he gets to the playoffs. She's going to go all crazy, whatever the case. It's going to be up to Devin Booker as well to keep pushing the offensive tempo, but also buying in on the defensive side. So we got to see that play out for the most part. But all in all, I think that this team really got bad. Everything screams to me that's in a bad situation, organizational wise, and it's going to kind of trickle down. I know that people can say that Chris Paul has some type of experience, with having those type of situations with the Donald Sterling shit, but nah, bro. I think that this is a nice cap of bull crap, and it's internal as well. So it's so internal. It's in the locker room. It's outside the locker rooms with the people. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody's involved. You know what I'm saying? So it is kind of annoying. So I think the Phoenix Suns will be. I think the Phoenix Suns will be something interesting to watch unravel because I think it's going to be some point in the season they will unravel. Maybe they start off pretty good. Maybe they don't start off good at all, but who knows? So the schedule for them early on the first 20 games, 12 are at the house. The strength of schedule is about 47% win team. Win teams the first 20 games is as far as average there. Two back-to-backs, no road disadvantages, one road advantage spot. So they got they got a pretty good favorable spot under 500, and 12 home games out of the 20. I kind of think this is going to be one of those teams that's going to be in the middle of the pack now because they already did that first round shit. They probably don't care about that no more, and especially with the new pieces getting everybody involved, I think they are going to find a different identity than what they were last year. So, uh, not really looking forward to seeing what the Suns is going to shape up to be in the playoffs because I think they're going to fold in the first round. I think they're going to be one of those first round bounce type playoff teams. They are going to make the playoffs though, you know what I'm saying? But they are going to probably play terrible defense, and the layup boy probably ready to go and probably will get traded before this trade deadline. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a weird situation. We got to see how this should play out, but they're going to have worse defense, I think, or at least worse defensive mentality or worse defense identity than the Sacramento Kings, in my opinion. I think the Sacramento Kings may be able to have a better identity than this team just based off the mix of young, old. There's more like an old season type of veteran type of squad that's just on some buck shit. So I'm not really trusting the Suns whatsoever. And that's just that, bro. That's just that. Even though they have a good favorable spot early on, I think I'm not going to fade them or anything within the first few games because they got a favorable schedule to start off. With that being said, let's go into this next team. It's the Los Angeles Clippers. The people think that this team is going to be one of the ones. 52 and a half win total over and under there. I'm thinking most likely probably on the overside. You getting guys coming back. No Kawhi last year. Paul George missed 51 games as well. So the team almost, made the playoffs with just those two guys finally being able to get healthy. And it wasn't really Kawhi getting healthy. It was all Paul George getting back healthy. So Timberwolves, excuse me, they lost twice. Excuse me, right there. They lost twice. Timberwolves and Nola, who I think that's going to be very close to being on the same level, or if not better than them this year. And the reason being is because those other two teams, they have special type talent, not to take away from anything from Paul George and Kawhi. But those guys are very skillful and very special type talent, like freaking natural athletes, two different type of things. They may be able to void each other out as far as the skillfulness, and then you see which one is more overpowering. Sometimes it happens to be the athleticism. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of these two teams be able to beat them off of athleticism in a playoff series. That's my first start off. Now last year they lost to both of them in the two, obviously without Kawhi. This year they really got a lot of guys resigned. They got Amir Coffee, who I really love. Of course, I'm a coffee drinker. I drink his specials at Starbucks, things of that nature. But Amir Coffee is definitely a good basketball player, in my opinion. Took my kids to go see a Clipper game once just to say the story. And Amir Coffee had his game winner. His career high there. And I was at that game. It was definitely a good game. It was a long road trip for the Hawks, and he balled out on the Hawks. It was a dope ass game. Neither here nor there. But Nicholas Batum being able to re-sign as well, that's a good pickup. Obviously, Big Zubac, and the biggest splash was obviously John Wall being back up, being a backup point guard, coming off the bench. Going to be very interesting to see how this John Wall situation is going to be. It's kind of like how Melo felt, you know what I mean? But at a lesser scale, I would start off saying that at a lesser scale, it's similar like that, but it is what it is. Shout out to Ramon Scott. Appreciate you being up in here, brother. Suns got blew out by the 36ers. We got to talk about that too. I will talk about that. They did get blown out by a team that they didn't really give a fuck about playing. So that was true. But neither here nor there. Yeah, but as far as the John Wall shit, I think John Wall's gonna be pretty good, bro. I think he's gonna be good coming off the bench. I'm not ready to bet on him to win 6 Man of the Year. I don't think he's gonna have that type of impact. But at the same time, I think he will show up. And like show up to the point that he can even win you games with his production. But like show up and show like Steve Ballmer, like, oh, this is a good pickup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be a good story. You know what I mean? As far as John Wall. Now, with all that being said, what I didn't talk too much about is how great Paul George is and how much you need to give respect, but how good Kawhi is as well. But Kawhi needs to be healthy and needs to be real, not trying to pimp out Steve Ballmer for his bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And that too goes into who I think is going to be Rookie of the Year. I mean, not Rookie of the Year, I'm sorry, Coach of the Year. And it goes into Ty Lue, bro. Ty Lue has shown us all the time that after a timeout, he's probably one of the best coaches. After a timeout, like some coaches, dog shit. After a timeout, when I got my money on the Clippers, they call a timeout. I feel so confident that they're going to come out with a play. They're going to do something that's going to come out of the play and going to help you out. So, Coach of the Year candidate is going to be definitely Ty Lue, in my opinion, at plus 1,200. I did hop on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to give that one out publicly yet, but I did step on that one. You know what I'm saying? Didn't lock it in as official, but I did bet that one. And that's not official. I don't got to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know I did hop on that, but I did make another one that I will make official. And it will be the Willie Green Coach of the Year at plus 1,600. I did lock that one in as an official bet. So yeah, that's for sure. But as far as the Ty Lue, I want Ty Lue as well. I think Ty Lue is going to have a good chance because I think this Clipper team can show up in the regular season, push it over, give them that good look. And yeah, that's how I feel. Uh, as far as uh, as far as Vegas kind of already putting this team as a top 5 team, I think that's kind of telling of how many people really believe in the Clippers. I don't believe in the Clippers like most people do, though. I think that they're, again, one of those teams that can lose to like a Timberwolves and lose to a Nola, who's going to be in the playoffs, who they most likely are going to face in the playoffs. So they could lose to those two teams in the playoffs in the first round. I wouldn't be surprised. The only thing that's stopping them is obviously having a great production on the bench. Like I said about Merrick Coffey, Nicholas Batum, Rocco, uh, Norman Powell, Paul George, Morris, all those guys, Big Zubac. Kawhi is the main key. If he's not available in the playoffs, if he's not available like he's supposed to, it ain't gonna work out at all. So it's about the first 20 games for me. I think this is the biggest layup for the Clippers. I think they are going to be a backable team in the first 20 games because their first 20 games, strength of schedule, opponents are at 43%, well below 500. Nine of the 20 games are going to be road games, so they got 11 home games, 4 back-to-backs. That's the toughest part. 4 back-to-backs. Then I also mentioned they are also getting back the Ohio rookie from last year, just Jason Preston. It's going to be a rookie this year. I don't think he played last year. Should be a rookie this year. So that would be definitely cool to see if he could be one of those sneaky rookie of the year candidates because he coming out the bench hooping like crazy. That would be cool to see. So the Clippers, I don't have any betting outside of Tyler Lue. I am going to make that official, bro. I'm going to have to lock that in. You know what I'm saying? I locked it in a little bit, but I got to make that official. Tyler Lue at plus 1,600 is what so plus 1,200 is what I got it at. Plus 1,600 is what Willie Green is. And I got to like that one for sure after this. But that's going to be official play for sure. I think that this is the only bet that I like out of the futures market for the Clippers. As much as you can say about the Clippers to win the championship or to win the Western Conference, I don't think they're going to get out the first round. I think I'd be better off having everybody think that they're favorites all the way to the playoffs, and then be able to bet against them at great spots, being able to bet with them at spots as well, because they're going to be a good team, but at the same time, know that they're going to not get out the first round because teams just going to be better. And that's just how I feel. And it is what it is. But the Clippers, I do think Tyler Lue could get Coach of the Year. I am locking that in at plus 1,200. As far as the next game, the next team, it's going to be the NBA champions themselves. Because I'm going to end off with my team last, of course. The Golden State Warriors, 53-29 straight up last year. 41-37-4 against the spreads. The Golden State Warriors are healthy right now. They killed the opponent at the house last year. They won 42 of the 53 games, including the playoffs, 79% at the house, and covered 62% of those. You know what I'm saying? They covered 62% of those games out of those 53 games at the house. They cover 62% of those things. That's amazing. James Wiseman is coming back looking healthy in that summer league and the preseason debut, looking pretty good as well. Looking like a great pick and roll threat. He can pop the three. He could dive to get the dunk. As far as being a lob threat, he could be the lob threat as well for Steph. It's going to be very interesting to see how he's played in a game. I think a guy like AD is going to play great defense against him, like those type of defenders. Yes, he's going to have trouble around that, but for like the average defender, they put him on a bench, he'll be able to thrive. So I think however they use him is going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Looney in the starting lineup, him coming off the bench, still be able to get the run with Steph and shit like that. So he's going to be interesting to see. Looking forward to seeing how Moody is going to be excited because I think this is a Moses Moody season. I think Moses Moody is a great fit off that bench. I think he needs to get more minutes. I think he needs to make a bigger impact on this team to go forward in the NBA. I think because as soon as he goes somewhere else, he's gonna hoop. As soon as he goes somewhere else, he's gonna hoop. It's gonna be like these guys was just hold back. They couldn't use him well, whatever the case. But Moses Moody, I hope he's be able to ball out because he will ball out wherever. Steph is gonna kill Clay. I'm effed out on. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the OG Draymond gonna punch out the little homie, Jordan Poole. Now I ain't been happy or been excited to talk about anything in NBA in a long ass time, but this one of the things I'm glad that kind of happened because some people need to understand what the homie and what the team rule really is. When you actually on a team and you going to war, I know how I feel, bro. When you going to war and all that good shit, and you win a championship, I can only imagine how that feels. I can only imagine how that feels because I never wanted that. But I can only imagine how that feels. So to get your mind to be able to punch a motherfucker in the mouth, you know what I'm saying? You are tripping out of your head. Like you are on another level of crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're on another level of just on some shit. You feel me? And Jordan Poole, he kind of showing that he kind of solid. I ain't gonna be lying. He going out like a mark for sure, but he's still kind of showing that he kind of solid because he ain't gonna be like all making a big deal about this. And that's kind of where I will kind of give the organization of the Warriors credit. Like they've been progressing, like you know what I'm saying, they've been progressive as fuck and all that good shit, whatever. And I remember seeing the clip or having a clip of the owners saying that they don't look at this as just an average NBA team. This is more bigger than the NBA. You know, it's a whole little fucking something. You know, whatever the case. And I look at this situation in itself as a great learning moment for everybody. Like this shit is so crazy that you able to see this shit in your face and you don't really have to react how you normally would react because they gonna try to paint some other crazy shit behind it. Like the Draymond shit, him socking them is crazy as fuck. The Jordan Poole shit, being okay with it, and they gonna go out here and play. You know what I'm saying on Tuesday. That's even crazier. You know what I'm saying? That's even crazier. So the fact that all this shit is corresponding, I think it's enough to be said in that. I don't think that this team is gonna be able to come back and back to back. I think a lot of the teams are getting better. I would just mention how good I think the Kings are going to be in this team, and I think the Clippers are going to be a good team as well. So this team probably going to have a little bit tougher time to just deal with its own conference, let alone deal with the other teams that got better throughout the year, like the New Orleans Pelicans, the Timberwolves, and so on and so forth. So they have to do a lot, not only just get guys newly involved but get guys, back reinvested. And I think maybe this is something that gets them back reinvested, they could say. But this is not that. Like, I don't think like they I think they can use that as an excuse and they could go on a good run and say this is something that they have to hold it down on, whatever the case. But I'm really looking to seeing how this team like I'm looking for their downfall just as much as the Suns. I'm looking for their downfall. I ain't gonna lie. I think that the puddles have shown, Poole, bro, you gotta keep your hands up, big dog. And Draymond Green, you can't be doing that. You the OG. It's just a whole lot of bullshit. Like, luckily they gonna say they got Andrew Bynum. I mean not Andrew Bynum. I said Andrew Bynum. Andre Iguodala. Maybe they gonna be happy they got Andre Iguodala, and got a Jared Dudley got type guy, OG that could hold it down, get everybody together. Udonis has them, as they would say. But this is gonna be tough, bro. This is gonna be tough. I think the Warriors are one of those teams that It's gonna get tough. It's gonna get tough for him. As far as the schedules kind of it's normal, it's regular as fuck, so there's nothing to really talk too much about that. Um, as far as future wise, the best bet I think that you would have is Jordan Poole. He's gonna go crazy this year. He's gonna go crazy this year because now he gets more of the keys. I think, like you know what I'm saying, like going through this little bullshit, like getting socked out by Draymond, he gonna get more of the keys now. It's all fucked up, right? Like this is how this shit work. And he could get 6 man of the year, possibly coming off the bench. They'd be able to find a way to get him more touches, maybe more ignorant, not ignorant, but more frustrated Clay, going out there. But yeah, that's what it is. So I'm not trying to come off as a as a Golden State hater or anything, or Suns hater, but I think that the drama around them is kind of superseding the actual hoops, and that might fuck the shit up. So that's why I'm going to go back and and saying all that. But now this next team, you would think the drama is just as high as these two teams that I just mentioned, as far as the Suns and the Warriors. The Lakers. You think the Lakers drama is just as bad? You think they drama is just as bad? You know what I'm saying? You think they drama is just as bad, but it's not as bad. These guys right here, they're getting the rings. These guys right here, they're getting rings. They got to go into looking at these guys like, oh yeah, I just won this ring. This didn't have shit to do with you. That I did all this shit that year. I balled out that year. You didn't do shit, Draymond. You just showed up. You know what I'm saying? That's how Jordan Poole probably are. You know what I'm saying? You just showed up, nigga. You got all this bullshit, whatever. The Lakers, on the other hand, I think that it's being a lot of shit blown out of proportion. There's big business in the Lakers' demise. Let me just be honest with y'all. Like, it's big business in the Lakers' demise. When you got people that are really invested in LeBron losing, and you have those same people being able to like conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? Form a conglomerate, like form a LLC together. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much like go at the Lakers as well. So you got LeBron haters and Laker haters going at each other and forming these crazy ass narratives. It's so many narratives with the Lakers. We have to just stop doing what we do normally as far as capping and just talk straight up on narrative. So we're not even going to dive into that. We're going to talk about straight capping. Last year, the Lakers were terrible. Terrible. They lost a lot of games. They lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money with the Lakers. We had the oldest team in the league, damn near. We had guys in and out of the lineup. We had the most starting lineups out of everybody in the league last year. I think the only it was us and Orlando Magic. Like, we was going up with them about that shit. Neither here nor there. But the Lakers, we getting guys back healthy. We haven't had LeBron or AD, especially Russ, all play together consistently enough to judge them correctly. To be honest with you, and when I see all three of those dudes together, when I see all the team together, I start thinking like, well, maybe they can show something. But they always show me that they can't, right? They don't play defense. LeBron doesn't play defense. It's always AD out there. Russ looks disinterested. It's just that type of game and type of flow in the game. Now that was last year, along with some of the things that we've seen in preseason leading up to this year. I will say that. I'll be honest. That's some things that we even seen leading up to this year. I can't just say that it hasn't been happening this year just as much as it was last year. But this is the reason why I think that the Lakers are more on the up and up than you would say even the Warriors or even the Suns, because the Lakers all had issues about health. The main thing was about health. It wasn't about if LeBron could score on motherfuckers. It wasn't about if AD could defend people. It wasn't even about the coaching situation. So the fact that we have a new coach, that kind of just slows the process up, in my opinion. But it's another process that we have to take, and we can continue to go forward on. That's cool. Whatever. The Lakers defense was the main problem. The Lakers defense was the main problem. The offense was gonna happen. We had Malik Monk. We could figure out with LeBron having scoring all those points, chasing Kareem. The chase was real. He don't have that much time to waste. You know what I'm saying? He real cool with it now. He only got to average like 16 points to pass Kareem at the end of the year. So he most likely will get it before the end of the year, before the playoffs. That'll be over with. That's for sure. But that being said, though, I will say this though. So the Lakers have a great opportunity. They have a great opportunity. They could find themselves like literally, uh, literally up early in the schedule, like really up in the first few games. I think that the Lakers have one of the easiest schedules, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think they have like one of the easiest schedules in the first 20 games there. So as far as the like what they made adjustments on, let's start off there because you lose out on Malik Monk. I know they were really going in on Malik Monk. I know they've been really trying to shop Westbrook, have offers that's already out there that they already said. So, the fact that we don't have Westbrook off of our books or traded already, we really can't talk too much down on Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the type of person that's going to try to go against that. You feel me? I would try to talk good shit about Westbrook because I want him gone. I ain't going to lie to you. As a Laker fan, I definitely want him gone. So, um, my whole thinking though, my whole thinking about the Lakers in this season is not only it's going to equate with health, it's not going to just equal out with defensive strategies and locking in on defense, but it's going to be a lot of the fucking it's going to be a lot of the like little stuff, like not even just LeBron going all the way off, or not just these guys. I may say like not even these guys just you know uh, tying in different things on defense that could get a lot of stops, right? Like you know what I mean? Like not even just the little things like that, but like having the know-how to close out games. Like I think a lot of the problems with the Lakers, like especially like what I think about last year, our losses to OKC really stood out to me, that we were really not a good team. If we have some signs of that early on, we're gonna be screwed. But I think we don't, because we have guys that are on our team that are more scrappier than the guys that we had last year. So even though we had Malik Monk, he couldn't play defense. We had a lot of Austin Reeves. He couldn't play as much defense. I don't think Austin Reeves made that much of a jump, but I think there's an improvement from this year to last year. Even towards the end of last year, we were seeing improvement with Austin Reeves. So I'm not going to slow him down on that. But as far as like Lonnie Walker, having a guy like him coming in, I didn't know he had that good of a defense. His ratings weren't really that good. The stats didn't really look good, but he actually shows player uh, like intensity. He has a lot of intense plays on the defensive side, so I do like seeing that. So that's the reason why I do like Lonnie Walker on the defensive side of the ball. As far as even further than that, adding guys like Troy Brown, who I really haven't got to see that much of, but I think seeing enough of him in the Bulls, I think I do like a lot of his defensive tactics, what he does, when he's moving his feet. I do like, what he does on defense. So I'm not gonna say that. What I don't like that we made the adjustments is it's a lot of things that a lot of Laker fans don't like. It's the Thomas Bryant addition. Even just hearing him talk, even hearing Thomas Bryant talk like on Backstage Lakers, or not even Backstage Lakers, but like, on the interviews with, with the Spectrum TV, just hearing his voice is like cringy, bro. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't really rock with bro. It's just what it is, bro. I just don't really rock with him. So that's Thomas Bryant is one of those guys. I would say, yeah, nah. I think his defense, he can't really get rebounds, bro. Can't hit shots. You know, if he's not hitting shots, it's one of those guys. Like if he's not hitting shots, why is he out there? Type. So I don't like having guys that have downsides. That's kind of like same range as the good sides of him. So he's one of those guys. So it's just what it is about Thomas Bryant. I think he's showing himself out the league. It sucks though because it seems like the Lakers always end up having a lot more of those guys, a lot more of those like almost out the league type motherfuckers. So it is what it is though. It seems like we be getting blackballed on certain players, certain deals. It is what it is. We get the Laker tax, as they will say. It is what it is, but it's why I'm not making any assumptions about Kyrie. I'm not gonna make any excuse me. I'm not gonna make any predictions about who we could get on trades, like the hypothetical trade with Miles Turner or whatever the case. Or Halliburton. But as far as the Lakers go through the season, I think that they got a lot better though. I think they're even having a guy like Melo, he was making a lot of shots for us in the last year, playing nowhere near the defense that I'm thinking that you're gonna get from guys like Damian Jones, guys like Lonnie Walker, and guys like Kendrick Nunn. Like Kendrick Nunn coming, showing that he could he could score, bro. He could really score in this league. I like that a lot, bro. I like that Kendrick Nunn. He really can score in this league. So the defense, I don't know how we're going to do this. It's going to be interesting to see, but I think the defense is going to be kind of hard to have them in like little parts down the street. Damn. I should have been drunk that. No, but it's gonna be hard to have Kendrick Nunn down stretch though. So I could see how he probably get limited, but I think Kendrick Nunn is gonna play good offense for us. I like having Dennis Schroeder back, even though he ain't shit. He ain't really shit. But I like having him back. We could just interchangeable throw him out there, whatever. But the Lakers, I like the Lakers to do their thing. I think the Lakers are just gonna have a good schedule. Let's start off there though. Let's go back there. I'm sorry. So they're gonna have a good schedule. They have the least amount of back-to-backs. They have the most rest advantage and the least rest disadvantages. So they have 8 rest disadvantage spots, 14 rest advantage spots. Strength of schedule for the whole season about 50%. They run around 46% to start the first 20 games. So they have a better schedule than the Clippers. The Clippers are around 47. They're around 46. They have no rest disadvantage spots in the first 20 games. All rest advantage, 5 rest advantage spots, 12 home games, 2 back-to-back. So in the first 20 games, they got a good, solid strength of schedule. They don't play teams that's 46%, well below 500, just as much as the Clippers. And I think that they have a good shot of showing up and showing out. The first game is the toughest game of, for the Lakers. It's going against Golden State Warriors. And I'm already stepping on them. I'm on the Lakers minus plus 5.5. What I see from AD and being able to play against this team, even though they didn't have all their guys, I like the aggressiveness. I think he's going to be the best player on the court, even with Steph shooting threes and knocking down shots, because LeBron can match Steph. It's AD. And can he beat out everybody else? I think he's going to be the best guy on the court. So that's the reason why I think the Lakers are going to shock everybody. because you haven't been able to see AD dominate and just show that he the best guy in a while, and he's going to be able to display that, perform that. First game plus 5.5. I'm on the Lakers. I think that the there's going to be times you're going to probably see the third quarter Warriors. I'm not scared of that shit. Let's be honest. The fact that they're at the house and they were that good at the house, I think that's what a lot of people are going to lean on. You know what I'm saying? This is a new year, bro. It's not the same team, bro. It's not the same team. It's not the same guy. They got same guys in DiVincenzo that plays the same role, but as far as the same actual, chemistry, same type of, vibes, is probably not the same shit as that either. So I really like the first game with the Lakers, and I like the Lakers to play really well throughout the season. Again, they have the rest advantage spots, least rest disadvantage spots, only 12 back to backs, one of the least in the league as well. So I like the Lakers, man. I think that they have just really good spots in this first season, in the season starting off. And I think they have good chance to go over the 45.5 points. I'm sorry, win total. So I did lock that in as well. So I am on the Lakers over 45.5. It was at plus money. I think right now it's at minus 125. So you have to pay a little juice for it. But at the same time, I think that that's good money at over 45.5 points. Again, I got it at plus 100. But right now it's at minus 125 just to keep it transparent with y'all. I do like I do like the first game with the Lakers at just as much at plus 6. I got it at 5.5, so you do got a better line right now with that though. But other than that, that's what we rocking with. The wrap up and recap. The best that I did lock in. Oh yeah, I gotta lock it. I gotta tell y'all all the shit I done did. Let me go over these motherfuckers. I done locked in a Ty Lue plus 1,200. Ty Lue to win Coach of the Year plus 1,200. I did lock in Willie Green plus 1,600. That is an official bet. I gotta lock in the rest if I'm gonna drop that out on the Ty Lue for sure. And then I am on the over 45.5 plus 100 with the Lakers win total over 45.5 to have 46 wins. I like that a lot. I didn't take them to win the playoffs. I think they are going to make the playoffs. Maybe we get a better chance to, catch them at a certain spot. Maybe get some money on it. But I'm really locked in that or anything. But I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. So it is what it is with that. As far as the Lakers, I did take the Lakers plus 5.5 on opening night on this game right here with the Lakers against the Warriors. I think the sock in the face ain't that much. He ain't gonna miss any time as far as Draymond Green, but at the same time, he is gonna have a ripple effect within the team, and we're gonna see that tonight actually. So we will lock in and we will lock in on that. But man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching this and tuning to us here at Who-Bangin Sports Talk, sharing all the content, liking all the stuff, subscribing. We appreciate y'all. Once again, one of the things I am thinking about taking is Keegan Murray, Rookie of the Year. That's something I'm very close to locking in. I am locking in close to that. But we are on Ty Lue to win Coach of the Year plus 1,200. We on Willie Green to win Coach of the Year at plus 1,600. We're on the 45.5 wins for the Lakers win total. We over that, over 45.5 wins for the Lakers. And then we're also on the Lakers game 1 against the Golden State Warriors plus 5.5. And also I am on some totals here as well. I forgot to mention that. So I am on some totals just in case I don't get. I'm going to do a show that day though. So I didn't think I had to go over that, but just in case, if y'all watching, y'all got all the way here, we may be able to beat some lines here. I am on the totals here in the. Okay, I'm on. Damn, I'm fucking just lost train of thought. The Charlotte Hornets going up against the San Antonio Spurs. That number I got at 231, I believe. I think you getting right now at 230. I'm trying to put it up, but it came 230. I am under that. I'm going under 231 points with the Charlotte Hornets and Spurs game. I think that they losing out a lot of guys, even though I believe that Keldon Johnson is going to ascend, possibly win Most Improved Player of the Year. He's going to be one of those good guys, one of those all-star caliber type guys for the next season. I believe in that. But as far as them having to be able to score 215 points plus in the first game, I think they're going to play more on the defensive side of the ball, especially with Noah LaMelo with the Hornets. The Hornets already announced that he had a high ankle sprain with LaMelo. LaMelo won't be playing. He won't be playing in that game. Still got Terry Rozier. Still got Kelly Oubre. They don't have Miles Bridges, obviously, because of the domestic situation. So I'm on the under here with that game. I think that they aren't going to be able to score that many points. And if they do score that many points, hey, it is what it is. But I think there's going to be tendencies to defense for both sides just as much as each other as far as Jakob Poeltl, all those guys they have back then. I'm not going to say that Dougie McDermott is going to be making blocks and shit, but I think they're going to play some type of defense on the Spurs side. So I do like that look there. And then as far as the and our offense is going to be trash. I will add that too. I think that the Hornets offense is going to be weak as fuck. Um, uh, yeah, and that too for both sides. But I'm on the under where the defense I think is going to be high caliber with the Brooklyn Nets and the New Orleans Pelicans. That one's scheduled at 230. I think you're getting 229 and a half right now. I take under 229 and a half as well. As far as both of those teams, I think that they are going to go under. They're going to play a lot of defense. I think you're going to see Ben Simmons look like a defensive player of the year. I think he will make defensive player of the year if AD's not healthy all the way through the season. I think he gets that easily, in my opinion. I think he's just going to show that type of talent on the defensive side with the offensive talent with the Nets. You're going to see the difference in how impactful he is on the defensive side. You've seen that already with the preseasons that he played so far. So I like the under in that game because you're going to still see the defense on the Pelican side as far as Herb Jones. Herb Jones is going to be a defensive player of the year candidate just as much as Ben Simmons is as well. So I think both of those guys collided in that first matchup, along with guys that's coming off of injuries like Zion is. He just got kind of scared here. So I think they're going to probably play him a little bit light early on. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys match up. But as far as the total at 230, I think they're going to be under that slightly just for us to get under that total. So I do like that total as well with the Nets, Pelicans, and I took the under Charlotte Hornets and Spurs under 231. So yeah, that's what I'm rocking with. Those are the pens that we locked in. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, watching this with us. We got on here for a whole hour, bro. See, that's why I made sure I took the Lakers shit out of it. So I was gonna ramble and go talk crazy, talk my Lakers shit. It is what it is. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching all that. And next time, man, we'll be doing this a lot more sooner, a lot more quicker. Maybe not at midnight as well as tonight, but we'll be doing it another time. And until then, peace. I'm Trot Wham. Y'all know what to do. Holla at me, man.